Okay, so this is the last video, and in this one I'm going to show you a little bit about calculating rate of reaction. Now again, I hope this is right, and if it's done slightly differently in your science lesson, hopefully your teacher will have shown you, or you guys know how to do it. So I've got my data here on time in minutes, and I've got my volume of gas, and I'm sure this data is probably wrong, but I'm using fractions. Now we're going to use a formula here to work out rate of reaction. And if you've not done this before, it's quite easy to do. We just click in the cell and we press the equal sign. That tells Google Sheets or Excel that we're creating a formula. Now, rate of reaction, I've got my formula over here, is the amount of product formed divided by time taken. So I am going to get the amount of product formed, which is 0.1 centimeters cubed, and the divide sign in Google Sheets and Excel is actually a forward slash. And you'll notice that I'm using the cell value, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Then I'm going to divide it by, again, the cell value, which in this case is B4, so I'm dividing C4 by B4, and press enter. I've now got my rate of reaction. Now if you remember I showed you before, we can use this blue handle. This is called the fill down handle. I don't have to write this formula in every cell. I can just either drag down like this, and it will give me my rate of reaction, or I can double click, and it goes down to the last adjacent cell, like that. So I've got my rates of reaction now. Now, the reason when I do my formula is I did C4 divided by B4 is, hey, what if I make a mistake in my volume of gas at some point? Oh, it's like, oh, well, that actually should be 0.8. If I type that in, you'll have noticed, hopefully, that the rate of reaction has changed, because what I've done is I've actually created a formula that divides this cell by this cell, what's in the cell. So I'm dividing C4 by B4. Now, no matter what I change the values in those cells to, it will give me a different answer here. It will recalculate the formula for me, and that's really, really useful and saves me loads and loads of time, because using a spreadsheet is about time saving. So we use cell references, so C4 divided by B4 rather than 0.1 divided by 1. Because if we make mistakes or we need to change, we can do that really quickly. Okay, so I've got my rate of reaction now, but I'm a little bit unhappy with that. I want my decimal points to be, let's say, 2 places. So you can see up here we've got the decimal places. So I can quickly decrease it here, like so. That's not good. And maybe I'll push it out this way. I actually need to increase. So I've now got 2 decimal places for my rate of reaction. It just looks much nicer that way. It looks untidy in the other way. Now, depending on how many decimal places you've been asked to represent, you can increase it, look. Kind of straightforward. I'm going to go with 2. Now, I might want to chart the time against the rate of reaction now, or I might want to chart volume of gas and rate of reaction. So I'll show you 2 ways we can chart this. If you want to do all of it, we grab all of it, and we insert a chart. I'm not going to show you the formatting on this, because I've shown you already. And let's just go into the scatter. There we go. Looks a bit of a mess. It's not working so well because it doesn't like that in scatters 2 sets of data. So we can't do that. But I want to do time against rate of reaction, and you can't select the separate columns. Look, it just keeps on doing this. Now some of you will know this, and the way to do it is to select the first column, hold the command key, which is next to space, and keep it held, and then drag to select the second column. That's that one, time against rate of reaction. And I insert my chart, and again we want a scatter, so let's go into chart types and click. There's my rate of reaction against time chart. Now again, customization I've shown you already, so you can work on this yourselves. Once you're happy with your chart, as you know before, we insert it. If you need to do any other work on it, such as add a trend line, we click on the cell here and do this, and when you've finished, you move it to its own sheet because it just looks nice and tidy. And that's how we do the rates of reaction, a little bit about formulas and how we insert a chart when we've got non-adjacent data.